When Greenville Technical College discovered that their African American male students had extra barriers that were keeping them from completing their degrees, they created a special program called AAMSI, the African American Male Scholars Initiative. And in just 2 years, the men in AAMSI showed a 14% increase in their rate of retention. Dr. Alicia Watt spearheads the program. She joins us for today's community conversation and begins with some of the ways that AAMSI supports their students.
Due to a huge outpouring of support from the community and foundations and just individual donors as a whole, we have been able to hire a full-time staff to work specifically with these students and provide really intensive case management for them. So because of that, we have been able to serve 100 African American males enrolled at the college, which is about 10% of the African American male enrollment as a whole.
And the retention rate has already gone from 42% in 2018 to 56% in 2020. That's a really amazing measure of success.
Yes, and so the 56% is for the students who are enrolled in AAMSI. And so because of the success for the AAMSI students, we are currently looking for ways to scale it up to be able to serve even more African American males at the college.
What are some of the barriers? You had mentioned a story to me about childcare. That's not something most people would really think about as a barrier to completing your education.
So we realized really early on that a lot of the challenges that they were having had absolutely nothing to do with their academic ability, but it had everything to do with things that were going on with them outside of the classroom. So for example, we had a young man who was working full-time. He was also going to school full-time, and he had a small 2-year-old daughter who was staying with his father during the day. But the catch was his father was disabled. So he was not able to adequately provide childcare for our student's daughter. So we were able to connect him with different resources in the community to get childcare so that he could stay in school. So that was huge.
Dr. Watt, what is the power of a college education to an African American man specifically?
So you have to always understand the power of one. When one person is able to earn a college degree, you have to understand that you're going to affect that person's family for generations to come because that one person got a degree. And that's very, very powerful.
What would you ask for from the community to be able to add more students to this program?
So, of course, you know, we always need funding, but everything is not always about money. So if you have some free time and you would like to serve as a mentor to one of these young men, please get in contact with us. We would love to have you. If you would like to facilitate a lunch and learn and share some information with the young men, we would love to have you.
So Dr. Watt, this program is about 2 years old. Brag on some of your graduates.
Yes, we have 16 graduates. So we are so very proud. We have 3 who finished from our nursing program and who are already working. So we're super excited because male nurses are not very common, let alone African American male nurses. So we're really excited about them.
And Greenville Technical College would like to expand the number of men that they can include in the AAMSI program. They say that with even more community support, they'll be able to make that happen. If you would like to mentor or participate in any way, call Dr. Alicia Watt at Greenville Technical College. We've put the number and the email right there on your screen.